One of the things that I'm going to be helping you with is going to be consent paperwork. This is going to be very important before your surgery begins in order to have all the permissions required to begin your surgery. And it's going to be divided into 3 sections: general consents, Spanish consents, and English consents. General consents, I will walk you through each one, explaining what each one is for. Spanish consents, we are in Mexico and it is required to have everything translated into Spanish. And of course we have the English consents for your benefit. If you require or need any copy of any of these consents, please let me know and I'll happily assist you. First one on the list is the social media consent form. Very important in order to share the results of our patients in any of our social media platforms. Very important to note, if you want to give consent, you will write your name once more on the part that says I. If you prefer to keep this private between you and the team, you're going to write a no. If a patient says yes to sharing results, we do not show face, no name, tattoos, body markings, piercings, etc. The only thing we can share is the age of the person, that way other patients of similar age can see and compare. If you prefer to keep this private, we totally understand and we will respect that decision. Next consent on the list is scar revision consent. Now we understand that plastic surgery is not 100% bulletproof. There will always be some form of visible markings that you, the patient, will be able to recognize. Our doctors will do their best job to make sure the incisions are as concealable as possible. But if you ever consider scar revision, scar correction, or scar removal, those are considered secondary or additional procedures after the healing process is over. Next on the list is the traveler's consent form. Now, this consent form states the following: patients living within our local bubble can come in for additional care, checkups without any problem. If you live outside of the local patient bubble and you have to go to the emergency room or a wound care specialist, those costs would have to run through the patient. Next on the list is the blood transfusion consent, only if needed. Very important to specify. It says that there's a $1,500 deposit in order to be admitted into the hospital, which covers the base minimum cost of the blood transfusion procedure in case it is needed. We in Plástica Tijuana are not going to ask for that deposit. This consent is more of an IOU in case it is needed post-surgery. With this consent, you are authorizing our doctors to continue with the procedure in case it is needed. You are also aware that there is an additional cost not stated in your quote, and you are aware that there are no exceptions to this deposit, which we are not going to do. Next on the list is the COVID-19 consent form. We understand that there will always be a possible exposure to bacteria, from bacteria A, B, C, etc. COVID is the new one on the list. Privacy consent form. Basically, everything you are signing right now, what you discuss with our surgeons and cardiologists, will remain confidential and not be shared with any person outside of this office. Very important to note, the only person that can request information about their procedures is the patient. If you need a medical report or surgical report, just let me know and I will happily send it to your email.